Hey everybody, today on Active Self-Protection Extra, I want to talk to you about the fatal funnel. We have a doorway set up here, just a standard kind of width of an opening. And we want to talk about getting through this sucker in a hurry if you have to do this kind of work.
Today's video is brought to you by the generosity of Newbold targets. Newbold targets are self-sealing reactive polymer targets that act like steel targets for training and practice, but are safer than steel. They allow bullets to pass completely through the target without ricochet or lead splatter. Check out their links in the description and thank them for bringing us today's video.
So I want to say thank you again to my buddy Austin from virtualtrainingacademy.com. He gave me these concealment cover angle trainers. We could set them up a whole lot of ways. Once again, we're just set up in a very basic way as a very basic doorway. Now, what is this telling us here? Now, what we want to see is for whatever reason we decide we have to get in this room, we cannot see what's going on. Now, the way that I'm going to say that kind of goes here is rather than come here from the center, because if I were to come in from the center, then I can see this guy and I'd probably just get after him from here. However, if I have to come in from this angle that I can't see that, one of the things that we call this doorway is this is a funnel, and it's a funnel that everybody has to come through. And the reason that it's a problem is because he knows we have to come through there, and he might be setting an ambush for us. So we call it a fatal funnel. So what that means is when I decide, if I can't sneak around and see, for whatever reason, I'm just going to say in this instance, we're just setting up a skill here, okay? And the tactics come behind it as we look around the actual space. Everything's an L or a T. But I decide I gotta go, and I'm a solo practitioner here, and this sucks on every level, okay? But for whatever reason, I have to go. Now, what does that mean? That means that maybe I have split bedrooms, and I hear a crash on the other side of the house, and I hear one of my children scream or something like that. I grab the home defense gun, and I don't have time to be slicing pies and stuff like that. I don't have time to be doing that stuff because I got somebody that needs me right now. I hit this door and I'm gonna see it. Now what I can do is, I might, if I had all the time in the world, back way the heck up off this doorway if I can, slide over, catch him and go from there. But I don't have that time right now. I have to go get my little one. I gotta go get my loved one. For whatever reason, I need to own this room. I need to own it now because important stuff is there. So here's all I've got. Really, when I decide it's time to go, I'm rushing up. I'm not gonna come here and stand in the doorway and go, what is going on in this room? Because that is a great way that he can see me. He knows where I'm going to be here, and I don't know what's in this room yet. So it takes me longer to orient what's in this room than it does for him to orient on a target that's standing in a known space. So instead, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to get through this fatal funnel, then assess and do what it is that I have to do. So I'm here, I decide it's time to go, and I go and I get through this and get into the spot that I want to get into. Now again, I see the threat. I'm not in that spot anymore. Bang, 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 bang. I go do what I need to do even if my wall fell in. So I push through. My biggest thing here is I push through. Now if I'm coming from the other side, same thing. I probably say, okay, wait a minute. I know this space that I can see is my safe space. I can see some part. And so I'm gonna head to that safe space and then track back until I find a threat. So I'm coming through, I see that, as soon as I can see there's a threat, bang, 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 come back over and assess, do I have any threats in here? We call that digging our corners. We're not gonna get into all of that today. All I really wanna talk about today is getting through the fatal funnel. So let's do it a couple times. So I got gun in hand, got a few rounds in it, great. Now, all I'm doing here is I can see here and I know it's safe, so I'm gonna go through here, dig, and come back and find my threat. I'm gonna go back and find my threat. So again, I'm coming in, deciding which way I wanna go. I'm coming this way, that's clear, back to here, bang, bang. Got him because he's a threat. Come back and dig my corner. I'm gonna do that carefully here because I don't wanna break the 180 rule. At Ben Avery, they're very firm about that. I would, in a real environment, come back the other way. But you see, I came in, dug my corner, found my threat, used the appropriate force on that threat, got out of the fatal funnel. Let's do it from the other side. Okay, here I am again. I can see all this. I don't have a threat here, but I don't know what's around that corner. So I'm gonna come through here at the low ready. I'm gonna come through, dig that corner. No, there's a threat. Got it, did what I needed to do, come back and dig that corner and see what's going on, communicate with anybody else. Now I'm a solo practitioner, okay? So let's put the gun away and let's recognize as a solo practitioner, they're like, well, what happens if the threat's over there? I'm going home to Jesus, guys. That's the bottom line. When you're a solo practitioner, you got to make a choice and stick with it. You got to go with it and go with your best gut. If you know the makeup of the room, you might make a different choice or something like that. But as a solo practitioner, Something's coming crazy. But again, what's going on in this space? I'm saying in this space, somebody in here that I love needs me right now. So I don't have time to back up and see what's going on and pull it Israeli style. Instead, I got to get in here and see what's happening now with overwhelming force and with surprise. So get the heck out of the fatal funnel. Now, how might I do this at home? Well, listen, I can finger gun this at home, no problem. And again, looking over my stuff. If I'm coming from the back of my house and I go, gosh, man, here I am, I'm coming up, and I just got to recognize, I don't know what's going on here, but I got to come in. Where are you at, sweetheart? Bang, bang, bang. Where are you at? You okay? Where are you at, honey? And then listen, if I don't have a threat in this room, now I've got to come back to this other place. So if I'm coming through and I'm saying, hey, wait a minute, here it comes. No, no, no. Now I got to come back out and clear and go and say, I got to get to the next space right now because somebody needs me badly. So is this a thing you're going to use a whole lot? No. Do I recommend doing solo house clearing? No. But is there a time that you might need to do it? Yes. You can practice at home. I'd really suggest doing some force on force training on this. Really suggest learning some solo clearing. But this is why these kind of trainers can help you. These are the kind of things that you can do in class too. That if you have a good instructor who has a good curriculum, he can set these up, let you do some of this on the range, maybe help you. Hope it helps, guys.